Pull it down. Flat head.
Much improved driving.
I must say, spinning out's a pretty good time.
Okay, we're getting ready for our first test here at Dave Bliss's dyno. We ran the engine in last night, had our oil pressure problem back from last year. It's excessive oil pressure. We ripped the front of the motor apart and drilled a hole in one of our pipe plugs to relieve some of the excess pressure. Of course, this was all figured out ahead of time, so we knew exactly what size of orifice would be necessary. Currently, we're just hooking up the throttle, getting ready to go. We'll fire up the engine, probably warm it up for about 15 minutes. I'm going to start making some good, hard, naturally aspirated passes. And we'll make 3 or 4 of those. Hook up the supercharger, set up the intercooler, and we'll be ready to make some serious horsepower. We have here like pass number 3.
Okay.
407 horsepower.
Okay. We're down to 70 pounds of oil pressure, and our oil temp's about 180.
These are indicator lights. Blue one is for hot water. We've got one over here for low oil pressure. In the heat of battle, you don't have time to think these things out, so they have blinding big warning lights.
Okay, yeah.
We have a pressure. This is an enrichment device that when the engine gets to a certain speed and supercharger pressure, we open up more fuel to give it even more power, and that indicates the enrichment system is engaged.
I see.
This gauge measures the temperature of the left and right exhaust manifolds, so you can see if there's a dissimilarity, which would indicate something's going wrong. This seat is kind of bare bones. I have a hard time fitting in it. It takes a skinny guy to get into it. It has a 5-point anchor system that when it's all here together, there's more to come over from the back, and it all anchors. So when the car should get upside down, you won't fly around and hopefully get hurt.
The fuel switch be three position: off, up for race, and down for start. Down would be, you know, to run it without the engine, because when you're running, it's just wired through an oil pressure switch.
So if we lose oil pressure, then it's going to kill the fuel.
Yeah, not that it's going to save the engine, but it might save you in the event of
Fire, we just
Yeah.
keep from pumping the fuel up there.
Where's the fire? Oh, I heard about it.
Fasteners, we can take the hubcap off, and we just like the look of the Studebaker hubcap.
The original look with the hubcap,
Right.
yeah.
And then we,
Oh yeah.
so we had to fabricate those to attach them. But it's been just a nice touch.
Those lug nuts are different too, aren't they?
Yeah, these are larger diameter lug nuts, both front and rear. In the front we used larger diameter studs, but the problem here was the configuration of this Lincoln axle. There wasn't enough room for bigger studs in the bolt pattern.
Oh.
So we just went to bigger nuts. So if you're in I've seen cases they'll just rip the lug nuts right through the wheel in a real hard crash situation, or you're spinning real hard. So we just went to bigger diameter lug nuts.
Yeah.
And these tires are Goodyear front runners. They're actually drag racing front tires, and we use them all the way around because they're good to like 300 miles an hour.
Bonneville. We're finally here, but it seems like it takes forever to get out to the race course from the interstate. Wait, just a minute. This is Bonneville.
Good day, everyone. This is Larry Swanson, your roving reporter, covering all news in the Studebaker land. We're here today at the beautiful Heritage Motel in Wendover, Utah, near the Bonneville Salt Flats. It's been over 26 years since Studebaker assembled its last car in Canada. It's been over 28 years since the Studebaker foundry built the last Studebaker engine block in South Bend. And it's been more than 29 years since Andy Granatelli brought a group of new 1963 Studebakers out here to the Bonneville Salt Flats, where he established some world speed records for production automobiles. Yet here we are in 1992, and Studebakers are still making headlines on the Salt. We're speaking today to Ron Hall. When's the first time you came out here, Ron?
In 1986, we came out to take a look to see what it was like. We drove my 53 Stud, which I thought I'd race out here. But after looking at the different classes and all, we decided that the Avani, the D production supercharged class, had Avani written all over it. And since I had an Avani, we considered racing. At the time, I didn't think I was going to race my Avani. I thought we'd get a real rough Avani and use that. But when you're going 200 miles an hour, it's good to have a frame under your car. And I looked at an Avani that had a dash fire, and the only good part was a trunk lid. So we proceeded to work towards racing in 1988, and we came out here in '88 in our typical last-minute fashion with an engine that had been run 30 seconds. We knew it held oil pressure and ran. And we did 172 miles an hour with it. So we felt pretty good about that. And we proceeded in '89 to come out again, and do a 185, and now we're out with an entirely new motor built by Jet City Studebaker in Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah, well, I want to look at this. If it's big,
Big heavy in it, and he's tempting to be the first dead fly.
yeah, we don't want to let the whole day go by. Once again, after we get rolling, when you stop to feel the stop of acceleration, go ahead and let the clutch out.
You got this one and
Take her up to, take her up to,
right.
Seal on the top.
take her up to
This one goes
6,000.
out this way. Okay, we got it.
Out of first 6.
No.
Out of second at 7.
Oh,
Out of third at 75.
Well, there's 3 of them.
there's one on this.
And into fourth, stand on it to 7,000. Hit 7,000, clutch in, neutral, key off. I assume they're good.
I think they want us up. They want us up. They want us up.
Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Get in there with me.
I understand you haven't run here since '89?
Right.
Okay, this is the 2-course setup. Did you go down there this morning? and
Yes,
look
I
at
did.
it?
I drove both courses and got a feel for turning out.
Okay, remember you shut it off at 3?
Okay.
Turn out to the left on this course.
Okay. Now, if I
Okay.
shut off before the 2, I can still turn out.
Right, any place you feel like turning out, okay?
Okay.
Take a nice, comfortable ride where it feels comfortable to you. You haven't been in one of these things, right? For a while.
That's right.
Okay? If you go 80 miles an hour, I won't complain, I'll
Okay.
tell you. Okay? Just go for a nice, comfortable ride.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
That was one wild ride. That engine's got so much soup. Unbelievable. But I can't keep my foot in it. It's a bad sign. I hope the long course was smoother. This puppy really cooks and the course is really rough. And it's a little bit, I didn't know what to expect. I can't read a thing. So squirrely. Hopefully the camera will work on the gauges. And I've got to get more concentration.
Four. We were going to put in a 5th, and I said, no, we got enough.
We need somebody to actually look for some things.
After the run, during our post-race powwow, Mother Nature decided to mix some water with our salt.
We got a rainstorm coming. Rain.
Get the t-shirts.
Here comes the wind, very fast.
And everyone ran for cover. Well, almost everyone.
You know, they hadn't had a drop of rain here in 3 months, so we show up. We bring the rain usually. They really appreciate it.
The reason we're able to find Ron, who can sit down and speak with us, is because we do have this rain delay while the salt is drying out. The latest projection is that you can get back to your car today, I believe.
We can walk out to our car, it looks like at about noon today, and work till 5 o'clock. I don't believe they're going to let vehicles drive out because it'll start tearing up the salt. So we'll go out. We wanted to make a change in our oil pressure relief valve setting. We started out about 90 pounds of oil pressure when our pro light, which indicates, it's like an idiot light, indicates low oil pressure, flashed at me a couple times in our run, and that was, it'll only go, it comes on at 50 pounds, so it's not like we're down to 2 pounds or something. But we just had a couple little flashes, and we can adjust the pressure, so that's something we need to deal with today.
A real good one is you guys, huh?
I can't even make a PA at work.
I can explain what he's doing.
Why don't you explain what he's doing?
He's messing with the motor again. No, again with that tricky oil bypass that we have a little bit too much oil going into the front of the engine, and we're losing oil pressure on the top end.
At roughly how many RPM?
At roughly 6,700 or 6,800 RPM. Since we have to go at 8,000 RPM, we have to restrict more of the oil to the front of the motor, into the timing cover, so it'll be pushed up into the motor. Yeah. So we have to strip all this stuff off as you see them doing now, take off the timing cover, and put a smaller jet in that orifice.
And we want to finish lettering our hood with all our sponsors. We have just a tremendous number of sponsors, and we finished our hood Thursday morning. Scott Stastny at Deluxe Auto Works finished painting at 5 o'clock Thursday morning, and we left about 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. So we want all our sponsors to get as much exposure as they can.
So here we are on Tuesday afternoon and made a shakedown run on Sunday, and it looks like your next run will be Wednesday.
We hope. It's you never can tell out at the salt flats. If you get a good wind and some nice warm weather, you can get cleared up in a hurry. And if you get another storm, you can get ready to go home.
Well, pretty good, Luann. How are you this morning?
All right.
Good. You're going to do great things today.
Are we?
I think so.
Good. They haven't started running yet, have they?
No,
That's good.
Have they said any ideas of when?
Well, yesterday we heard 10 o'clock.
Now it's 25 to 11.
Frankly, I don't think we want to be the very first, because we want to find out what that course is
What it's like. Yeah, I don't blame you.
This is 1610 on your AM dial, the Bonneville International Raceway. Here is just outside of Bonneville, Bonneville. We understand that our volume was down just a little bit here a while ago, so let me try to repeat a couple of times.
Get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around. I'm getting bugged driving up and down the same old strip. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. My real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know us and they leave us alone. I get around, round, round, I get around. 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 I get around. Get around, round, round. We always take my car 'cause it's never been beat, and we've never missed yet with the girls we meet. None of the guys go steady 'cause it wouldn't be right to leave your best girl home on a Saturday night. I get around, round, 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 I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. I get around. Round, round, get around. I get around. Yeah, get around, round, round, I get around. 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 Get around, round, round, I get around.
Now you're in Class D, gas production, which means the D was the original R3 designation.
Well, okay, let me explain a little bit. The way they do it out here, D is the engine size. That's 261 cubic inches to 305 cubic inches. So that indicates the engine size. And P is for production, meaning it was a production car. And S is for supercharged. So they have D production supercharged. The record in our class is an open minimum. It's something that no one set a record in so far. And the record is 195 miles an hour.
$1.
$1.
$1. $1 a
Guys,
piece.
$1? This is a gambling town.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hit it heavy, huh? Make it 2?
I'm betting a lot more than $1 already. Okay.
How much you want to put on it?
for 100?
Any amount you want to set on.
Okay, go ahead. What's your number?
209.
209 point anything?
Yeah, we should do a point something.
Well,
I say 209.
Closest.
209.5.
$1.
Okay.
$1 I'm going to set these rules.
No, Woody, 211.
We don't have a speedometer.
Ready to go?
Good show.
Who else is in?
What's your bet?
Come on.
What's high? What's high?
$100.
216 is high.
I don't want to go that high.
215.
213, 842. We need money now too?
$100 up
$100 bucks? No
206 even. Take Visa, Master.
Just pay the guy that wins.
Yeah.
After being in line for 6 hours and being 2 cars away from the starting line, the officials pulled the plug on racing for the day. We were then given a number for staging Thursday morning.
Dave, Ron was given a number too?
Yeah.
5.
5. What are you?
What are we?
3.
You going this way and turning right off now, or?
He said set it up in the staging lanes according to your number.
Yeah, that's probably what
All right, we'll just follow you down.
It seems as though the weatherman has struck again.
It would have been one kind of tailwind, though.
Hey, can you imagine what we do in this tailwind?
Look at the porta potties. I hope nobody's in them.
Well, I haven't been out here. I was out here in '88 with no rain, no wind. Ever since, every time, it has been a nightmare disaster. And you get kind of used to it and say, you know, this place is nuts. Why would anybody do this in the right mind? And then you remember there's nobody out here in the right mind.
mean, they had a guy stationed about 3 cars back behind us that was going to cut it off. So we'd have been us and about 2 more cars behind us to run. About 1 minute.
Long course car number 1963.
I think you can go ahead and fire.
Oil pressure went down. It's all around 40. Hopefully we can get some in the instrument. But it'll be interesting if we can see it. But when I got the pro light on pretty tight, and I figured we better get off it. We'll figure some other problems. Oil temperature's not bad, water temperature's not bad, but boost was just falling off at less than 5, I believe. We're losing blower boost, and we had pro light on and oil temperature. I saw it as low as 40 pounds. Up to 3rd gear is fine. Shifted about 7,500 from 3rd, but I couldn't pull up from 6 that well. I was surprised. I was down around 6 and it wasn't wanting to pull. So I figured I'd better just get out of it. Yeah, that isn't exactly what we're looking for. I looked and I said, oh my goodness, I'm not even to 3. I can't pull the chute and show them the chute. Oh well. It's a nice day.
Keep talking.
Okay. How you doing, Laura? Okay. Yeah, our oil temperature's fine, water temperature's fine, and we may have a blower problem, but we still had probably 3 or 4 pounds of boost, and I looked down, that wasn't up where we'd hoped it'd be. When I saw the pro light and it wasn't just flashing, it was on pretty bright. When I looked at it, it was just, I think I saw 40, and we sure don't want that. So parameters were climbing pretty good. That's probably around 1,200 with the parameters, and I hope we didn't hurt anything. We didn't want to sit and impound all day anyway. That was
Yeah, right.
well, maybe not that's exactly the case, but well, let's see. I have Corbin here. Luke, out of the way. Let Corbin get in.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
We got Pro Light, and I saw as low as 40 pounds. Our boost was only up around 4 pounds when I got into fourth. I shifted to 7,500 at third. There was no problem. We sounded like we're falling a little bit, didn't we? Off the line.
Well, I think you pushed up. You got away from the truck too soon.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
give me the numbers again.
Okay, we had about 190 on oil pressure.
On temp?
Yeah, and then about 180 on, 190, I guess, on temperature, and it wasn't really above that. And I didn't see fuel pressure, but boost, I saw it down. I had my foot in it, and I saw it as low as 4.
Okay.
And
at what RPM do you suppose? Bottom of fourth?
No, yeah, and it was around 662, and you know, I tried to bring fourth up, and then when the Pro Light came on, I said, well, that party's over. So, and it was, boom, it was there. It wasn't like it's flickering.
It wasn't. Okay.
No.
At any time did you see it flickering like this?
No,
I mean
pressure.
the gauge.
No, I just saw it. I looked down, and it looked like it was real strong. It was like 95 in third gear. You know, I thought, man, this is really good. You know, and then I get to fourth, and it not much into fourth. I saw it come down, you know, and the Pro Light come on, and then I saw it, you know, and I saw it close to 40, and so I just got the clutch in.
Yeah. Did you see how long it was at 40? Any idea?
No, it was several seconds.
Okay. Can we? Any problem in firing it now?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Everybody out of the way.
Okay.
Fuel.
Yeah.
There we go.
See, we got
Bonnie?
it.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Did we lose the cylinder?
I don't know.
I heard. Yeah, that's another thing I heard. I heard it looked like, sounded like an exhaust leak, you know, and I thought.
I think maybe we need to take that return line and hook it straight to the pan. I think maybe we're putting air in the pump.
Okay. Stick?
Yeah, that's. I forgot to tell you about that. That I heard which it sounded like all of a sudden we had an exhaust leak.
You could hear it while you were running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Upon inspection, Corbin and his crew discovered we had bent an exhaust valve during the run, and it was off to find a machine shop to grind the valve seat. There would be no more racing today.
I've noticed that you have a push start, and I wondered, have you changed your gearing or your rear end for high speed, and therefore you need help at low speeds?
Right, that's basically, and we just want to save the clutch. We have 2 miles before they even start timing us, so we have a 275 axle ratio, which wasn't even available in most Studebakers at the time. Ed Kneller from Pennsylvania has his Stud pickup that is pretty famous. I first saw it in '80, and it's gotten so much attention around here. He's on a Bronco chassis, and he's built a push bar that works really well. And he pushes us up to about 50 to 60 miles an hour, and we just ease off then about 3,000 RPM and just accelerate from there. It saves our clutch, and it's just, it helps us out.
Everybody happy this morning? Nice, cool weather, good air.
Lovely day. Traffic's light on the freeway.
Left side's good to the 2, the right side's good after the 2.
Okay.
You are going to turn out the 5, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, fire up, buddy.
start.
in Class B production supercharged. He's after an open record of a 195, as mentioned. And he timed through the quarter mile was a 179.061. Through the first mile, a 177.602. Through the kilo, 185.710. Through the second mile, a 187.116.
Come on, baby.
And turned out after the second mile.
We heard that you
maybe
turned out a little bit past the 3.
Oh yeah.
Does that sound right to you?
No, I turned out at the 5.
Okay. Did you shut down about the 3 or so?
No, I kept on until 4, past the 4.
Why don't you tell me what you did do?
Okay, I tried to accelerate harder, and I wasn't too concerned about the course. The course is nice, but I just am not getting, I don't know if I've ever been comfortable with these tires or not, but, you know, what is our speed? Some stupid 170 or something?
187.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, so I must have been up in the quarter and then...
Yeah, it was a steadily increasing speed.
Okay. But my main concern, I was watching oil pressure. I was a little more relaxed so I could watch things a little better. So the oil pressure, it was, 95, then go to 80, then go to 60, and then go up to 80, and then it'd go down to 40. And the light would come on flashing. And then I'd go up to 60, and I'd ease up just a hair.
Okay.
So it's just bouncing a little bit.
184 blower temp.
Okay. Hang on a second.
You know, what we might want to do,
okay,
if we can get runs, try 28-inch tires and just see if it'll pull and see if it handles better. I don't know. Or try 25.
Are you having a handling problem?
Oh, it's kind of like I don't have a sway bar. I'm just over here rocking around.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a bugger. And the course is smooth. The course is nice. And that, I don't see that as a big problem. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay. we can analyze the handling problem as we get a little, as we get back to pits. Maybe we want to run more tire pressure with that much weight in the back. Anybody got a Phillips handy?
That might be, it might be a case that now we got a little sway out of the tire.
You've got a lot of weight back there. I mean, a lot of weight.
Yeah. We might be better off, since the course is good, drain all the water out.
Yeah.
Just drain the water out.
One thing is your center of gravity is aft,
Yeah, and so the thing is just rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. But I'm glad at least we got some
got a Phillips coming?
speed. And then it'd come back up, and okay, let's go. And between doing that up and down about 20 times, how did it sound from?
Well, I couldn't hear that
4 mile marker.
Yeah.
And it sounded strong all the way through.
Now, could you tell me?
You could hear you backing out, getting back into it, backing out.
Yeah.
All right, how much were you in and out, in and out? I mean, a quarter of a throttle or half, or?
Well, maybe quarter throttle, but enough to try to get the oil pressure back and to get straightened out a little bit.
And Jim Lang and I kind of trade off to see who's going to be the first to do 200 miles an hour with a Stude motor. And come on up here, Jim. And Jim is from Effingham, Illinois, and Jim has the dual turbocharged Studebaker. We're just trying to see who can be the first one to get a Studebaker engine to go 200. And so I use a lot of Jim's push bar. Jim's made several parts for our car. He made a handle for our parachute that says air brake on it. Jim uses my fire suit and parachute, so we go back and forth. And it works out better as far as resources go, not to try to have two cars that need a lot of the same equipment. Our fire suit's about $800 worth that Gabriel Shocks gave to us, Merrimont Exhaust. And so it's easier if we can both use a lot of the same equipment.
Now, Corbin is your chief wrench. Does he have any particular assistance, or is just everybody pitch in?
No, it's one area that we've been real concerned with, that we have enough control over who works in the car. So Corbin is basically the crew chief. I raise money and step on the gas and have a good time talking with people. But Corbin is the engine man this year, and Jim Pepper works on the car in general.
Speaking of raising money, we can't forget the #1 person in charge of T-shirt sales, who's probably selling T-shirts right now to people.
That's right. Luann has come out with us this year, so it's good to have her out here, because what I lack in the organization, she makes up for, or tries to.
Speaking of getting the engine, that's another thing that's interesting about your car. The car, of course, is based in Illinois. Your Studebaker engine block was worked on and came from the state of Washington, I believe.
Right, Tacoma, Washington. And we were able to get Northwest Cargo to fly our engine in, and that was a major sponsorship. It's probably about a $1,000 sponsorship to handle shipping the engine. Corbin built it in a box. They could have dropped out at 40,000 feet, I believe, but they did. They handled a little more carefully in that, and so that was a major contribution to our effort this year. So in the Studebaker Club, the number of people involved are just pretty amazing, because if we had to pay a full list for everything we do, it'd be extremely prohibitive. But we have a lot of good people all over the country helping us in this effort.
Wait for the shift on the push. Same shift program, same deal. Any questions?
Okay, partner. Hey guys, for next year, put a loop in this, so in case he hits this thing, it just can't slide out that easily. Yeah, so just put a loop, see, like we have up here.
Okay.
That way, if he hits it,
Okay.
it's still gonna hit the edge, not come out.
Okay. Anything else? You guys ready, or are we still? How long we got? Okay, partner. All set? Rock it just a little bit.
1963, through the kilo at 188.395, through the second mile, he has lowered to 187.907.
Well, I tried to. It didn't come out.
It didn't come out?
No. I don't know if that extra loop we had in there. Take a look at it.
Are you okay?
Sure, I'm fine.
Wild ride?
Never came out, Ron.
The what?
The cable's still in it. Never
Oh,
came
really?
out.
It never...
It never came out.
Okay, you're going to pack it next time, bro. Let's get him out off the course.
Yeah, why don't we try pushing?
Something's got it jammed up.
Well, we just pulled a Jim Lang. I'm not kidding you. Spark plug out? That sucker's right out of the hole.
You didn't advance it anymore, did you?
Now, is it just the porcelain or the whole plug?
Oh, much, this baby got hot, didn't it?
Well, no, that's not hot. Shoot. You know, this is no hotter. It would climb a little bit now.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't that hot.
Took the center right out of the plug.
Yeah, okay.
So the metal's still there.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
And it was still running pretty good after that.
Did you happen to notice any kind of boost?
Yeah, never 5, just about 5. Never see that. I wish I'd watched that boost over there. But man, what a squirrel now. This
Really?
thing, oh,
More power or just poor handling?
Well, I thought
poor handling, but we got a bigger tire, smaller tire, or
wants to
something.
get a
You know,
Okay,
we
well-
gotta try something.
Okay, wait a minute here.
Let's get it back.
What did you guys do to it now?
Ron did it. Don't say you guys. The guy that sits over there, he did it. I swear it wasn't like this when it left. Yeah, it ran good.
See what Al did?
This was about a high.
Hey,
If
gets
you were
paid
to go
the
buy
big
a single,
bucks.
it'd probably be about that for this one. But yeah, there's that's ugly right there. That's not what that piston looked like here
No,
an hour ago.
No, it's you know, even if there's no hole in it, it's got a good sag in it. Or
That's right.
Like Julie said, it would be the coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know, what if. You know, if we'd had this weather on Tuesday, you know, or Monday, you know, and all week long, we could have blown it up a lot earlier.
Yeah, not already or something.
Yeah, right.
It's just working the bugs now. I mean, this is a new. You're going into territory, really, where other people.
Where no man has gone before.
Seriously.
Oh yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm not joking and pulling you or whatever.
No,
That's true. You can't go to talk to this guy. What did you do when you read this system? Nobody's done this. So it's really something completely new.
Yeah.
Exciting. Sure, you have no problem.
Yeah, we got to sort out the oiling.
In the history of the Studebaker engine, do you think that you're putting out more power than has ever been put out in a Studebaker engine?
Certainly with one
if
blower.
so, that is a big step.
Yeah.
One step for mankind or whatever.
Well, we felt pretty good about where we were when we
we got here.
In the first run, that was pretty exciting because we really, 187 right off the trailer with bad handling.
Yeah, on a rough course, and we had it real early too.
Yeah, so it's that's one of the buggers of Bonneville, not having an opportunity to run the car at any speed beforehand to figure out some of these little things.
You look at what we accomplished. Other years you never kept a belt on the car. We traded off a few problems. We've picked up some handling problems, maybe due to horsepower. Weight distribution surely changed a little bit over years in the past. So it's got to be looked at. But you don't have any more belt problems. The oil pressure problem we manufactured.
Yeah.
Which we could very easily eliminate. It's something that we knew we had a year ago. We made an attempt to correct it, but we couldn't test it. And that attempt wasn't successful. The problem never went away. So with the knowledge we've learned from that, we can correct it.
Studebaker had a pretty good idea. It seemed to work.
Yeah. Well, certainly within the RPM range.
Within the RPM range.
Unless, of course, we went to dry sump, which would probably solve it.
Which would probably solve it also, yeah.
Well, yeah, it would solve it. It's just that...
Can you justify the expense? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I know for a fact that, see, some of it is, what's your image of where you want to be with the engine and the car and so forth. I mean, from day one we talked about, okay, if we can spin this thing this fast, which was 8,000 RPM, make this much boost, we should be able to make this kind of horsepower as long as we have airflow through the induction system and exhaust that is such and such. Well, we got that, and we got the cam to run that in that RPM range.
But we never got boost.
One thing is, it's pretty easy to sit here on Friday when we haven't got hardly a cloud in the sky and dry hard salt, and when we were, and talk about how we would have done it when we were in the heat of the battle. We didn't even know if we were going to get a run on a given day. We didn't even know if we were going to get a run in that week.
You still have a higher official time than you had before.
Yeah.
189 is a...
Exactly 3 miles an hour faster than last time.
On the head.
No, let's see, 188, was it 188.395, and we had 185.395.
Yeah.
Almost beyond human comprehension.
I'd be much more upset if I came out here and I felt like I didn't give it a good try. But we all did.
I think we gave it our best shot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we really came up with some neat ideas and pieces. We sure impressed the folks here. Everybody heard just couldn't believe that was, Studebaker and how good it sounded. They were driving in off the end of the road and they heard us run up and they said, there they go. They knew the sound. And so, washing dishes in one door, it's going to be tough. But that's what, so it's...
On the bright side, you don't have to
there you go.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all things work together for good to them that love
God and are called according to his purpose. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose.
We've been through some things together, with trunks of memories still to come. We found things to do in stormy weather. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining the sun. Long may you run. Well, it was back in Blind River in 1962 when I last saw you alive. But we missed that ship on the long decline. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. Maybe the Beach Boys have got you now, with those waves singing Caroline. Oh, Caroline, no. Rolling down that empty ocean road, get into the surf on time. Long may you run, long may you run, although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run.
Yeah, Laura.
Maybe next